I don't think I need this control panel here. Where is it that I was checking things while I was streaming? I don't remember. There used to be a thing where you could check while you're streaming. So we'll have to go with faith here because I can't figure out. So I'm just gonna start. एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपौ निर्वैर काल मूर्त अजूनी सैपंग गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच वाहिगुरु 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 जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. Good evening, welcome back to In the Khud. This is December 23rd, 2024, 9:24 p.m. That's very weird. I need to see where I can see. I mean, I tried figuring so many things before starting here, but I just couldn't think of this one thing, right? Now where do I get that thing back? I just closed that thing. Ideally it should be here, right? If I go into content, into live, there is this live thing here. I cannot view it. Oh, it's here live. Now where do I get that thing back? Okay. I just closed that thing. Yeah, at least I can see. Ideally it should be here. The actual thing here. But I don't know if there is this live thing here. Wait. Is it playing back? The actual thing here. But I don't know if I do I get that thing. Just figuring so many. Good evening, welcome back to In the Khud. This is December 23rd, 2024. Okay, everything is perfect. We're good. So I will figure out how this has to happen, how I can have this chat thing and everything here. It's been a year that I did a live stream, and I'm gonna do this very often now, so I'll get the hang of it. However, I'll get into why the live stream and why we're back in all of this stuff towards the end of the stream. What do I have to document today? I'll quickly get into that. So today I will open up my Notion page, and we're doing this how we used to do in the Khud sessions 2022. We're doing this now in the live stream format, which is amazing, and I'm so scared I'm gonna press some button and everything is gonna be ruined for the rest of the stream. Okay, it says vlog 32. Don't mind that because there's been a lot of documentation I've been doing. I haven't been putting it out, so just ignore that. 23rd December 2024. Start of the day with music cue sheets. Show 1, show 2 is what I used to call them. 5 episode upload. That was a 1 hour session. Then second was this Nylon's video change pack color. Now this was an ad hoc requirement that came in. It wasn't on the task list. On the task list was this SensorProx video, which I will get to the second half of this stream, and it was the podcast. Are we getting how much? Okay, 4 minutes into it. And that was the podcast that I'm working on, this entire podcast series where I have to make the long form edits, 6 long form podcasts, and there's a ton of things that I've learned there, and then I have to make 2 cut downs out of each of those 6 podcasts, and there's a ton of things that I've learned there, and I have to document all of that. However, I want to get to this podcast today, but because of this ad hoc requirement I couldn't. And in a normal situation, earlier on in my career, I used to get pissed off at these ad hoc requirements because this actually is a video of one of my teammates, and he happened to be on a leave today, and there were no open files shared, which is an important part of the equation. that there was a video that was made by one of my teammates, and there was a change on it from the client side, which had to be addressed because the video had to go live today. It was a today evening. It was a Christmas video, and there were no open files, and I had to take it up because, of course, who else will? Somehow I have to figure it out. So let me show you what I mean. So I'm like in the screen, I'm talking about something that is making sense to you. So far the story is this, that there is a Christmas video that has been edited, and the client feedback is that the product, right, the Nylon's product is not looking how it should look. Like right now you see on my screen, was a window G2, perfect. How you see on my screen, this is how the product should look ideally. But if I take the original video, which was this Xmas Reel one, which was given to me, you see this is how, if I open one of those, wait, we're not getting desktop audio, wait, it's fine if desktop audio is not coming through because there's nothing audio related you're seeing anywhere. Okay, so you see this is how the footage was, right? The edit that was done, it was looking very orange. If you see from the end slate, which is like a graphic, even this part you see it's very orangish, is how it's looking, and then this is how it should have looked. And when the edit that I made, you see this part which I was showing right now, I have color corrected just that part to look red. So if I was to come into the color tab and do Alt D, that would disable all my nodes with Alt D. If I press it Alt D again, you see that orange has become red. And what I want to primarily show here is how you can do it in such a way that will not bleed through the rest of the frame at all. Okay, if I do an Alt T, you see only that pack shot or that product is going from orange to red, which is important, right? You don't want that, because there can be more orange elements in your frame and you don't want that to be affecting that. And then this is, you see the last one, if I do Alt D here, you see how orange it's looking, and we made it this way. So I'm going to show you how one of that is done. So no, not Fusion, edit. Okay, let me take this one. Okay, this frame, I'm going to take a section here. I'm pressing Q to add a split. I'm guessing that's a custom shortcut. Okay, here. So this is one cut. I want to keep checking, right, if somebody's here. That can also happen, because we have like about 200 subscribers on the channel, and I don't know if YouTube is just giving recommendations or whatever. But I'm just gonna keep this open here, so just in case, I'll keep checking it. Okay, so from here we want to take a cut, and we're going to go to the color page, which is the color tab over here. You're going to come in here, and over here we're going to add a serial node. So you do that by saying Alt S. Okay, and this is the important trick. In order to make sure that it doesn't bleed over when you're doing the correction, everything, you can just magic mask that part. Magic mask is just a fancy way of saying you take that and you rotoscope it out. This is where it is so beautiful, which is why I said I shouldn't have gotten the open files, because the open files of this project are 100%, no doubt, done inside Premiere Pro. Okay, and Premiere Pro, you cannot do tracking inside Premiere Pro. Even if you can, I don't want to know how you can. So yes, you could use the HSL sliders and do the same thing that I'm going to do here, and match the hue saturation luminance using the lumetri effect, but you couldn't do tracking. And it's just that the majority of the work this year has been to actively transition to Vinci Resolve. So it is great that through this ad hoc video I could explore this side of DaVinci, the color side, which is something I've always been kind of struggling to go into. So you press Alt S. Can we zoom in here? Yeah, or Alt scroll zooms in. You press Alt S here. I'm gonna call this, cannot move this, I'm gonna call this as a node label, we say magic mask. Okay, and on the timeline you can see this is the clip that we're working with, this little section. If you see here, this little section, during a live stream we're zooming into the screen and everything, ladies and gentlemen. This section is what we're working for. I'm gonna go back to our nodes here. This is magic mask. Okay, let me come back up. So with magic mask, you're gonna come in, where is it, this. Okay, this button here is called magic mask. Now this, the moment you click on this, your cursor on the screen should become like a pen. If it is not happening, it is because here you don't have qualifier. If it is off, it will nothing. Okay, it's still working here. It's still working, but if it's not working, yeah, if it's off, nothing will work. But if it's, that's what you want to go to qualify and you select here. Okay, let me log this. And now what you do is you zoom in and you just select, because firstly we're doing the magic masking, right? So you just draw this line right here. Now this is one cryptic thing about DaVinci, is you don't know what, like how, where, what happened. So you want to press this button, Shift H is something I saw in one of the tutorials, and then you see the mask. Let me zoom in. So you want to come in here into your magic mask properties and select better. That will do something better here. Okay, let me stay here so that I'm not missing anything. And there's a refine range slider. You want to play with it a little bit. You know, play with things like clean black, clean white. Basically play with things until you get a good enough selection. Okay, once you have that, what you want to do is you want to come in here, and the thing that I like to do is press this button, which is track forward and backward. So once you press that, your magic mask will be tracked forward and backward. And this is one of the things about DaVinci Resolve, is tracking in DaVinci is so beautiful that it just works. Most of the time it just works, which is amazing. So now we have this tracked on. Okay, and it's not a perfect track, like of course there are places where we could work on, but it's okay because we're just doing color correction. We're not going to put this on like a graphic or a plain background or something, so it's okay even if it's not perfect. So once you have that separate, you want to come in here and you want to press Alt S once again. That will add another serial node, and I'm going to right click this node label and call this orange to red. Okay, now this is the important part. If you come into this node here and you try messing around with things, right? You put this here and you will see that in the entire thing is getting affected, which is not what we want. So what you want to do is this magic mask node that you have, this thing alpha, this is the alpha, this has to go into the mask here. Okay, now what happens is you see that only that is getting affected. So if I was to reset node, now nothing is there. If I take this and make it bluish, wait, why is it inverted? Magic mask orange to red. Wait, magic mask, let me delete this. How do I do it here? It's fine, there's no need to panic. I come in here, I go to the color page, I did a magic mask, I did an orange to red, and then I let the blue pass through here. That's exactly what I did. So I come to my edit page, come in here, go to the color page. This has the magic mask. If I do Shift H, you see that yes, this has it. Okay, if I do Alt S here and I plug this in, and if I make this blue, yeah, it is working. I don't know why it wasn't working earlier. That's the thing, you get kind of scared when you're doing a live stream like this. When you're editing, of course I could just edit that part out, but in live stream, like what do I do? Kind of missed. So I'm gonna reset this node grid. Okay, this is important, right? You want to plug that in. Now the important part, I want to make this look like the end slate, right, which was over here. So I can press this button, but then how do I have that? How do I have the other frame? I think you're going to clips and you select this, and yeah, I don't know, somehow I did that where I had the reference on the side. Okay, we'll figure how to do that. Like this is what it should be. But anyway, I have to make this reddish, right? A lot reddish. So what you want to do is you want to come in, where is it? Yeah, you want to come and click on this button here. This is one thing with DaVinci Resolve's layout, is all these buttons, they're like kind of confusing. You don't quite understand what to do. So you want to click on this first button here. That will take you to these kind of graphs, and then over here you want to come and play with these settings here. So right now we are at a Hue versus Luma. What we're going to do is we're going to come to the first one, which is Hue versus Hue. Okay, and with your qualifier still on, you want to select this orange part. So what that does is it will give you this kind of a situation here. This black point is the color that you've selected, and this is kind of like your range, and this is how I'm understanding it. Nobody has told it to me, but I'm assuming this is how it works. So this is like your range. So what happens is you can come and like take it up and down, and that stuff will happen around it. but a better way to do it is when this is selected, you want to play with this hue rotation, okay, this slider here, and it will do what you need. And why don't I see anything happening? Yeah, again it is inverted for some reason. Why is this getting inverted? That's weird. I don't know why it gets inverted. So with hue versus hue, you select this, and then with this selected, you want to say hue rotation, you want to take it up. Now how do you understand how far up you want to go? So you want to look at this wheel here, okay? Wherever your colors are, you're actually going in the clockwise direction. So our color is orange, okay? Our pack shot is currently orange. We want to go to red, and orange and red are like literally next to each other. So you don't want to go too up, because the moment you start going a little more up, you will go into the pink territory, because you see you can actually even see the gain visually go from up to pink. And so now if you were to control D this, we see we've gone to pink. So what you want to do is you want to select this, and you want to come just above, so that we still retain the red and not go into the pink zone. Now you can select some more areas here, like maybe this, and if it doesn't work that way, you can just come and click here. That will create, okay, that was that. You can use these sliders to move it around. So if I select this, what happened there? I don't know. You can move this around here towards the side. You can click one more point here to just to get another shade, and then bring this up and move it to the side. Okay, just bear with me what I'm trying to do here. It'll get clearer. Now this, I said in the beginning, is like your range situation. Oh, you can't see. This is your range situation, so I'm going to take these out so that the fall off is a little smoother. I don't know if that is the case. It appears to me like it is. Okay, not this. And I'm going to select these and bring them a little down, because I know I'm going into the pink territory very easily. So that's that. I'm just going to keep it at that. Control D. Now the major thing that we have to do is we're going to come into hue versus saturation. Let's say I select this orange here, and the saturation, you want to take it up. Okay, so it's a little more saturated. Down is obviously now we want little more, just a little saturation, not much. Now we come into Luma, select this orange here, and Luma you want to take down. This is really where the magic is happening. So now it's starting to look like your red pack shot. If I was to go towards the end, this is where we want to get at, okay? And this is where we've come from here. So looking very orange to looking reddish. Okay, just want to check if everything is okay. Okay, we're good. So this is the entire thing that I did. And then what I did is I wanted to add I wanted to add some color correction to the entire footage. For that, what I did is you come in here, you say clips, you select all of your clips. Let's say you see this green color thing here. Let me zoom in. This green color thing around all these clips, what that means is that they've been put into a group. So you can select all these clips, right click and say group, new group, and I've made a new group called edit, and I've assigned it to the group. What that does is when I go from here, from clip into group post clip, right, this is like putting things here will affect all of the clips which are in the group. So if I control D this, you will see that I've added some basic, let me just turn clips off. I've added some basic color correction to the entire thing. And if I was to add another node here, and let's say make it something blue or something very wacky, you will see that all the clips will get affected with that. Okay, that's one thing that was worth noting here. Then apart from that, it was just like doing it for multiple of these, because you see in multiple frames we have the pack shot coming in. Initially I thought this is not going to be such a big thing, right? I just have to change the color from orange to red, but it ended up being quite a heavy task, which took like majority of my day, and so I couldn't get the podcast part. However, as I said, I'm glad that this came in, because there's some definite things to have learned here. So that was here. Then this is what we actually did. Again, here one thing was that even the cap had to be, so if you see it's orange here, so the tracking is going off at points, which is why we're losing that data, but it's fine. And I was here, this was another frame, this was another frame, and of course this was the major frame. Okay, that is that. There's an end slate. The other part of this, how far are we into the stream? 20 minutes. I knew there's gonna be a lot of trial and error in this first one, so we are okay with just figuring it. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is yeah, an AI based this thing. So I'll have to open Runway ML. Let me open After Effects to give you an idea of what it is that I'm trying to do. And because this is something that I will have to document in the coming videos, it is good to just put a basis here. And then after this, I will quickly jump into why I'm doing the live stream and how I want to take this channel forward, and there's a few thoughts around that. So you actually cannot hear any bit, so I'm going to come in here into properties and I'm going to turn this to my speakers, so now you'll be able to hear.
Imagine going a day without a toothbrush. Hard, isn't it? But back in the day, oral care meant chewing on 3 twigs or scrubbing with boarhair. Things that hurt and make your gums bleed in the name of oral health. Then came nylon bristles and we never looked back. Today, toothbrushes come in every shape, size and color imaginable. You'd think we've reached the peak of innovation, right? Wrong. We've brought something.
Okay, so why am I showing this? All of this, let me just put it at full, is generated via AI. So I spent a lot of time in FreePick AI to get text to image and then taking it to Runway to bring all of this in here. And I made like a ton of iterations, but still I couldn't get what I wanted here. So you see in the beginning it says,
Imagine going a day without a toothbrush. Hard, isn't it?
I want to show that a toothbrush is going off the frame, and then the water just, I gave so many prompts, so the tap to just stop and then the water to just sink into the drain, but it's doing some very weird thing. I mean, it is kind of working, but yeah, it's like a little all over the place. Then this was just some, yeah, image part it gets right, and a Stone Age kind of brush which was made of boars or twigs, and that's what was used. Then this was good. You see that the runway is done, and there's a glitch between the person here. You see carefully, there is this glitch here, but it's not so noticeable. The foreground is good. It does some good camera movements and everything. Oh, this also AI generated. This, when I got this video out, right? Oh, why do I have guides? This video, I was really impressed because this is one image I took from FreePick, and then I gave it a prompt that it starts dark and then we go to the pinnacle of. So this is something I already knew, that if you use AI to generate stock footage, something I described in the last video, the meteor kind of thing, the Cleo Abram example, for that AI is pretty good, like for stock footage like this and you want to visualize something in your head. So that came out well here. And then there is this part here which is completely AI generated, where a woman, I gave this image from FreePick, and then there are these yellow marks and everything, and it just looks fake, but I don't know. Maybe there is something to be learned here. And then between here I want to add 3D animations, which is something I'll be working on tomorrow. So 3D animations, you see this on my frame right now. This is the brush, the product that we have, and it's Blender is lagging because I'm also streaming. So I'm gonna do some basic camera movements. I'm rendering this at a very high this thing you cannot see, at a resolution 3840, so it's like proper 4K, and then we'll take it in there. So I'm not going to go into how I've set all of this up. It will just extend this live stream to beyond what's needed. But if you want to get a glimpse of the AI part, right, I'm just going to throw this here and show you some of the generations and the process around it. So you go into assets, generations. So this one, if I want to show you, can we show what we did exactly? Yeah, so the prompt was see in original session. The image that I dropped was, can I not see the image? image that I got out free pick was this. If you want me to show the prompt that I put in free pick, that would be, I don't think I can search for all because there are other people also using this. Should be, I mean, I did this today only, but then yeah. So the prompt that I gave was a bright shining ball of white energy in the form of consistent bunch of waves stacked together, moving in. Why is this so slow? Yeah, a bright shining ball of white energy in the form of consistent bunch of waves tacked together, moving in pitch dark white. I think I ended up using something like this, something from here. So this is the process, right? You give a prompt like this, you get an image, and you come and throw it into Runway. As I think I gave it as the last frame. So initially this was the first one. Why is nothing working? This is the second one. So the thing that I changed here in the first one, this is not playing for some reason, but here I changed the prompt. I said completely dark space frame to begin, and then I said wave of energy rises from underneath the frame, reaches the current frame and explodes, full force dynamic motion ultra cinematic. This is at this point me just being like unnecessarily innovative, but yeah, being able to get something like this is one application I feel of AI at the moment, because all other applications of AI in video I feel are kind of like, do they work? How do they work? I don't know, but that's what it is. And you see a similar kind of thing was applied to all the others. So if I was to look at this one, for example, and if I go into original session, the walking down the aisle with toothbrush in hand, workers in back working on their stuff. I've just gotten tired by this point, because I honestly don't like this being a prompt artist nonsense. What I like doing is this, what are you seeing on the screen right now. This is my jam. I'm a craftsman. I'm gonna sit in my workshop and make things from scratch, and these are the skills that I've spent like years trying to figure. Over here in After Effects, these are the things that I've spent years trying to figure, or Vinci Resolve, whatever I've been doing. Not like trying and come up with the words that I have to put into a prompt machine and then that will just give me magically what I want. It's just I don't want to rant about AI at the moment, because I'm trying to make use of it in my workflow as much as I possibly can, because it definitely helps to be able to generate these instead of going to stock footage sites and then just being restricted by the stock footage there is. You can't really tell your story that way, but in this way, the way I'm trying to make this video, which you just saw in the After Effects timeline, you can very well where is it, you can tell a story, right, with these animations and everything. So why not? I'm trying to explore and learn these new things, but there'll always be a part of me which will be like, nah, this is not cool. Anyway, so that was the second part. I also showed a bit of the Blender stuff. Now I want to check if yeah, there's nobody in the chat here, which is good. Now only when I actually watch this back, I will understand how the audio is, like if everything is fine, the video and everything. Now I will quickly spend like, how much time are we in the stream? 29 minutes, like 5 more minutes into why I'm doing this live stream. So In the Code is very dear to me, and I started in July 2022, I guess. I'm not sure the right exact date, but it's been like close to 2.5 years now, and I went on a spree of hard work and I did this daily uploads. And if you were to go and watch the very first video, I said a bunch of reasons of why I was starting the channel, and all of those points are still legitimate, right? But one of those points was, I've been a creator for over 7 years or so and I haven't made enough stuff, and now I can sit here and say that You know what? Because of In the Code in the past 2 years, yes, I've done a lot of commercial work, but I've done a lot of personal work. So personal project, like passion project. In the Code is my biggest passion project, and I'm so satisfied with the videos that I've been able to make here. However, what has been happening recently is something that I also said in the last video that I uploaded on the channel, where I was talking about how Peter McKinnon put a video out saying the title of the video was The Trap of Not Making Videos. And what happens is, because making videos is my job, it's my profession, when it comes to making videos for passion, for like YouTube, the critique inside me is so strong, it just critiques things very heavily, and I end up not making videos. Because even the last video that I made, I spent so many days editing it, and because I want to do everything inside Resolve and figure motion graphics also at the same time and have things going in the background also at the same time, it's just not sustainable. Because with the full-time job, all I get, and with all the other activities in the day, all I get is like maximum 15 to 30 minutes peak during the day. And I want a system whereby in the 30 minutes I can also document whatever it is that I've learned, so it can go out on the channel in a live stream. And most importantly, I don't have to have the headache of sitting and editing the video, because maybe at some point I'll be in a position where I have editors working for me, so they can edit the video, so that headache goes off my head. But honestly, because I have to sit and edit the video, that is what is causing me to not put videos or not make content, which is a big loss. Because there are so many things that I learn every single day, that because I'm just postponing, okay, I'll make a proper video of with all the storyline and concept, and that video just never ends up coming out, which is such a shame, because it's not how I want to be operating. I want to be doing the daily dispatch, because there's so much more that I end up learning. And of course there's this element of somebody on the internet could watch this and learn from it, but that's always been secondary for me. Primarily, I love just documenting and sharing whatever it is that I'm learning. So that is why the live stream. And today it took me some time to figure out the audio. So I had all these filters on my audio, the compression, equalizer and everything, but I had to revise. I had forgotten. The video still has the hue saturation and the sharpen thing, so I'm assuming when I watch back this live stream, the audio and video is going to be very good. Maybe it is, maybe it is not, I don't know. I'll just check. If I, of course, I also have to check how to get the live stream thing here, because I cannot see it. Anyway, we are quite some time into the 22 minutes, just concluding here now. So yes, I want to be doing a daily live stream, and I don't know how it will go. We'll see. Maybe there'll be days when I'm extremely tired and I cannot just do it, which is fine, but I don't want that to be an excuse, because now I don't have to sit and edit it. Although I can still work on the thumbnail, right? So that is something which I can do before the live telecast, work on the thumbnail and then go live. But yeah, that is it for today's documentation. Thanks so much for being in the code. I will catch you tomorrow. Peace. वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा